How does someone end up asking a court for protection from the person they were planning a future with? That's exactly where Tom Sandoval says he found himself this week. After years of headlines that painted him as reality TV's biggest villain, the conversation has suddenly shifted in a completely different direction, and this time it's happening inside a courtroom. The biggest development came when a judge granted Sandoval a temporary restraining order against his former girlfriend, Victoria Lee Robinson. According to newly filed court documents, the request followed an incident that allegedly happened on June 3. Sandoval claims the relationship had already fallen apart, but what allegedly happened that night pushed everything past the point of repair. Those allegations have not been proven in court, and Victoria had not publicly responded when multiple outlets published their reports. According to Sandoval's declaration, he and Victoria returned home after a night out when an argument began. He claims the situation escalated after noticing he was being recorded on a phone. Court filings say he confronted the recording, but Sandoval alleges the disagreement quickly became physical. That's where the story takes another dramatic turn. Sandoval also alleges Victoria's father, who was living at the home, became involved during the confrontation. According to the filing, he says he retreated into a spare bedroom, locked the door, and tried to distance himself from the situation. He further alleges that the bedroom door was damaged during the incident and that threats were made while he remained inside. Those claims are now part of the court record, but they remain allegations until tested through the legal process. Then comes the allegation receiving the most attention. Sandoval claims Victoria entered the room and struck him, causing blurred vision along with injuries near his ear and temple. He says photographs and video were preserved as evidence. Public records also show Victoria was arrested following the June 3 incident before later being released on bond. The arrest itself is a matter of public record, but the underlying allegations have yet to be resolved in court. What surprised many fans even more was what happened afterward. Sandoval says he actually helped Victoria's family with the bond following her arrest. Looking back, he described that decision as a mistake. Instead of returning to normal life, he claims he has been staying in hotels or with friends because he no longer feels safe returning to the house where the couple had been living. But the declaration doesn't stop with one night. Sandoval alleges there had been earlier incidents throughout the relationship involving physical confrontations, verbal abuse, unauthorized access to his devices, and even an Apple AirTag allegedly being used to monitor his movements. These accusations are entirely his claims presented in legal filings, and they have not been independently proven. Even so, they paint a picture of what he argues was an escalating pattern rather than a single argument. The property dispute adds another layer. Sandoval says he has continued paying rent and utilities while claiming he has been unable to comfortably return to the residence. He also alleges previous attempts to retrieve his belongings resulted in intimidation and conflict. Reports indicate he is asking the court not only for protection but also for exclusive access to the home while the legal process continues. Meanwhile, another piece of footage has fueled online debate. Video published by TMZ appears to show part of the confrontation outside the home. Different sides have offered sharply different explanations for what viewers are seeing, making it another issue that could become important if the case moves forward. For now, social media has split into competing camps, with some urging caution before reaching conclusions and others closely examining every new document that becomes public. The next major date is already on the calendar. A court hearing is scheduled for July 16, where a judge is expected to review the temporary restraining order and hear additional arguments. Until then, much of what the public knows comes directly from court filings and reporting by entertainment news outlets, meaning more evidence and potentially another side of the story could still emerge. Whatever happens next, this case has completely changed the conversation surrounding Tom Sandoval. The man who spent years defending himself from one controversy is now asking the legal system for protection in another. Whether the allegations are ultimately supported or challenged in court remains to be seen, but one thing is certain: this story is far from over. So what do you think? Will the upcoming hearing clarify what really happened? Or is this only the beginning of an even bigger legal battle?